If you are new on a spiritual path or spiritual journey of awakening, um, I think that a really good book to start with is this book right here, Intuitive Thinking as a Spiritual Path, A Philosophy of Freedom by Rudolf Steiner. And the reason I say this is because this is really a training in how to think. Um, and it's really important that going into a spiritual path, we have a foundation of thinking. So if we're really going to go into an awakening, we don't want to do it with our feeling or our willing, because then we can lose control. When we go into an awakening and we want to enter into potentially a different reality, we want to do it with a strong presence of logic and a strong presence of thinking. And what Rudolf Steiner does in this wonderful book is he basically goes through 12 different ways that you can view a situation. And these are like the 12 different viewpoints that you can have. And actually, they're associated with the zodiac, which he goes into in a lecture cycle later on in his life. It can be a difficult book, but they've really done a great job with this new version of, first of all, just the organization of the book. It's very well organized, simple to read. It has numbers next to paragraphs, so you can take good notes, and it's a lot actually better than some of these older versions, which I do like. They're different translation. So here's one there, and then another one here. So these are different translations. I actually really like the older translation, so that's kind of why I have both. But I also want to be able to read it very easily and come back to it again and again. And when you look at these books, it can be very challenging there in terms of the way that it's written. And then you can look at these ones, and I would just say it's just a lot cleaner, not as many words, better spacing, all those things. But really, at the end of the day, this philosophy of freedom is actually some of the highest knowledge that you can attain to understand intuitive thinking, which is really the secret of all existence. And it actually comes in, technically, this